catch a happy cappy? Capybara, capybara, capybara. How do you catch a happy cappy? Capybara.
Hello, I am Lindsay.
And I'm Marshall, and welcome to Tumble's first ever Joke-Ha-Thon.
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 We are so excited to have 10 amazing contestants lined up to go head to head on a joke battle that is sure to lead to a lot of laughs, barely suppressed laughs.
I never do that.
Eye rolls and everything else. So throughout this live stream, you can donate to the campaign. We are still getting closer and closer to our goal of raising $40,000 to support Tumble's next season. And so before we get quickly into all of our jokes and our rounds, let's talk about why we're doing a joke-a-thon for Tumble.
Yep. So Tumble has made almost 200 episodes, and we've won multiple science journalism awards, had millions of listens, and gotten hundreds of amazing questions from kids all around the world. The most rewarding part of our work is hearing from kids, parents, and educators who tell us what a difference Tumble has made in their lives, and how what we're doing is really unique, and that they like my jokes, not Lindsay's, not the ones that she writes.
We are going to be telling jokes because that is one of the things that listeners tell us that they like most about our show. It's about science, but humor is a huge part of it. And the other part of what makes our show work and why we've been doing it for 10 years is the support that we've gotten from our community. And that's why we wanted to do something that really brings people together and makes people laugh. So from listeners to our patrons, to our kids podcast community, to our nonprofit board, our own friends and family, we couldn't do this show without literally hundreds of people who keep us going and keep us motivated.
So the 10 contestants at this Joke-a-thon are all part of the Tumble story, and we're going to introduce each one before their first round. But now it's time to figure out, how does this Joke-a-thon work?
All right. So it's pretty simple at its core. People are going to tell jokes to another person, and then no one can laugh. So as I just laughed, a laugh. If you laugh, it counts as a point against you. If you get a laugh, it counts as a point for you. And whoever scores more laugh points against their opponent and has fewest points counted against them wins.
So we have 4 judges who will be tallying up the scores of each match. And whatever the winner is declared by our 4 judges, Dr. Mary Starr, Dr. Remy Dow, Ashley Peterson, and Dr. Peter Sellers. They have a scientific formula they will be using that only they know to determine the winner of each contest. Once the winner is declared, they will move on to the next round in the tournament.
All right. A quick fact check. That's Dr. Peter Walters.
Oh, not Dr. Peter Sellers. I'm sorry.
Now I'm nervous. I like Peter Sellers.
All right. So, Marshall, what about the prizes? What do our contestants win for their supporters who have donated to their cause?
Yes, so each of our contestants have at least one supporter that they will be playing for. And each round, there are prizes that we will be giving away to a randomly selected official sponsor out of the pool of their supporters. So we've got prizes from Turing Tumble, we've got Spintronics, we've got stuffed microbes, all kinds of really awesome stuff that people can win.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into our first match, which has a surprise contestant because I'm filling in for our contestant Daisy, who dropped out due to an emergency. So I will not be giving myself an introduction, but I will be asking Marshall to introduce my opponent, Chad.
So going up against Lindsay, who is admittedly a very weak opponent, is
Brutal.
Wow.
Assistant producer Chad Chenail. He's the podcasting powerhouse with a delightful laugh that could launch 1,000 dad jokes. But tonight he's keeping a straight face. Chad Chenail is Tumble's juggernaut assistant producer, taking Marshall and Lindsay's hay pile of scripts and recordings and weaving them into audio gold, seemingly overnight. A true Chad of all trades, Chad sees the humor in all situations and can drop a pun so stealthy you won't see it coming until you're snorting with laughter.
That was so kind. Thank you.
So
Now I have to be
Chad,
mean.
we'll give you first joke. Straight faces begin in 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Lindsay, my first round is going to be all about cows. And I'm very nervous because the stakes are high. I don't want to butcher it. You know what I mean? That was one.
That counts as a laugh.
What is an owl's favorite toy?
What is it?
A hula hoop. I
Only
think
for
that
the
was a laugh.
delivery.
That was a puff of a chuckle.
This is harder than I thought it would be. Okay. Still on cows. Why was the cow afraid of flying?
Why?
He was more of a ground beef. And also, the turbulence would make his milkshake, which would bring all the boys to the yard. And so it was like an air traffic control issue, ultimately.
Oh my God, not more air traffic control issues.
I know, it's topical as well, yes.
All right, well, I'm going to hit back against your cow jokes with a vegan joke.
Uh-oh.
My brother recently went vegan. It was a mistake.
Took me a minute. Oh no. 2 steak jokes in one round. Who saw that coming? Okay, my last one. If you feel like you've heard all of these cow jokes before, it's probably just because you are experiencing deja vu.
No. No. All right, so Marshall recently asked me how much binoculars cost, and I said, I'll look into it.
Pretty good.
All right, I believe that is the end of the round. Judges, do we have a winner? You can send it to me in the chat.
All right.
Tie.
Uh-oh.
Did I ruin the surprise? I saw it first. I'm sorry.
It's in the chat. The secret is it's a chat. All right. Should we do one more? As a tiebreaker?
Yeah, but I don't have any more cow puns, but that's okay. I have other ones.
What an utter disgrace, Chad, to not have any more cow puns.
I know the chat has been cow city.
I really, I feel moved to tell one.
Good. All right. Okay.
Am I going first again?
Tiebreaker.
All right, everybody, tiebreaker joke. One
Okay.
for Chad.
If someone is full of shenanigans, then you know that they are going to shenan again.
I think Lindsay just lost.
Yeah,
Oh my
Chad's still in the
God,
game.
that's good. That's good. All right. Do I still get to give one though?
Yes.
Go ahead.
All
you
right.
can try.
How was that your backup joke? That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't fit any of the themes that I have, so.
He's got a curated list. Okay. This just is a farm, sticking on a farm theme. Where do sheep go for haircuts?
I don't know.
The barber shop.
All right, I have officially from the judges, Chad won. Chad won the tiebreaker.
All right.
And
Sorry,
Chad,
Lindsay.
That shenanigan is an
I'm gonna have to shenan again,
Yeah. I mean, keep on shenanigans. All right.
we will. So, Chad, you won a Future Makers straw set for Courtney Morgan, one of your
Yay,
supporters.
Courtney and Morgan.
Yay. That's one name.
Courtney Morgan, single person.
Courtney
Enjoy
Morgan.
it.
One person.
All right. Well, let's move into the next match, which I am not in. Okay, this is Nate Butkus versus Michal Richardson. So, Nate is the child prodigy host of the show about science. Nate started podcasting when he was just 5 years old, which was the same year that Tumble got started. So we were in the trenches together. We met Nate and his producer, aka his dad, when we visited Chicago back when he was in kindergarten. And now, obviously, he's older. But from the beginning, Nate impressed us with his science knowledge, his keen interviewing skills, and his gung-ho attitude for podcasting. And now he's got something to prove that he's got what it takes to joke with the groans, as Dan Sachs would say. So,
and going up against Nate is Michal Richardson. She joined the Tumble team as a writer this year, impressing us with her ability to combine humor, science, and write jokes that I will actually read. And that was before we realized that she can make insane costumes, always has a prop at hand, and wrote a live show about ocean, space, and boat tours you should be nervous about boarding. In fact, Michal has always surprised us, and she sent us a piece of mail to open before her bout.
Oh, I forgot all about it.
all right. I've been waiting since we got this.
Everybody, I just, we're all friends here, and I wanted to make sure that, we're all approaching this as good sports. So I just brought everybody some brownies. So, Lindsay, would you give everybody their brownies?
I'm going to have to find out what you mean.
I know what's in the envelope.
All right. It says, is it May 28th yet? Is it 6 p.m.? Should you wait a little longer? It is past. I am just asking. Okay, fine. Oh my gosh, this is like the best mail day ever. All right. It says, do don't with the picture of a dodo bird. And these are what? Can you describe them, Michal?
Oh, those are brown letter E's. Also a B for some reason. No, there's a B in the brownies. Watch out, everybody.
Oh, no. All right. It also is more additional
just warnings to not open this early.
It, which good safeguarding.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, also, I guess I invited Bluey to the party. I hope that's okay.
Oh, yes.
There's a blue E in there somewhere.
Okay. And more postcards that say moth with a picture of a moth and moth eaten with a picture of something that ate the moth.
Yeah. Enjoy your brownies, everybody.
Awesome.
They're not
All
that tasty. Surprisingly.
Oh, man.
Well, with that custom entry, let's let Nate go first.
All right.
So, serious faces in 3, 2, 1.
Did you hear about the microbiologist who spoke 10 languages?
I didn't.
I guess you could say he was a man of many cultures.
Especially if he had a lot of yogurts. All right. Nate, where do you go to weigh your whale?
I have no idea.
A whaleway station.
Interesting.
Nate, cold.
Do you know what happens when a doctor gets frustrated? They lose their patience.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know where you go to weigh your whale, but where do you go to weigh your pie?
A lot of weighing being done here.
Where do you go to weigh your pie?
I do not know.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
Makes sense?
I thought so.
You know, scientists are now discovering that diarrhea might be hereditary. It runs in your genes.
Sounds unpleasant. Okay, so the whale thing reminded me about these two whales that were sitting in the park. These two whales are sitting in the park, and one whale says to the other whale, And then the second whale says,
That whale did not need to get that detailed about those things.
and then the first whale says, oh my God, a talking whale. Also, how did we get into this park? We're whales. We got to unbeach ourselves.
Pretty crazy, yeah.
Tough crowd.
Oof.
These are top level contestants.
Well, pleasure working with you, Nate.
It's a pleasure.
Well, it's been a pleasure listening to these jokes.
Whale.
All right.
I enjoyed those whales. Good friends of mine.
So judges, we need a declared winner. I have one judge in.
All right, one judge. Oh my gosh, that person's not a judge. Okay.
I didn't even type that.
All right. Well, it's kind of a split between the judges, and I'm gonna have to ask
Well,
the
but
judges
we
to
haven't
do-
heard from Peter yet.
Oh, Peter.
Peter, you are the tiebreaker. We have one judge for Michal, one judge for Nate.
You got to whale way in.
That's okay. I was gonna go for tie, but that makes it tricky.
Yeah, no, you gotta pick somebody.
Hmm.
I think Nate has a few ringers in the panelist chat
Guess so.
box.
The chat is getting sus here.
All right.
Oh.
Well,
I think I'll go for Michal.
oh. All right.
Aw, all right.
Nate, an incredibly worthy opponent. You would not break. But ultimately, Michal's whale bit was extremely committed. All right. Well, we have arrived at the quarterfinals, and let's see how close we are to meeting our goal. We have 108 supporters. We've got $37,635 in the bag, and we are getting very close. So it is not too late to donate or support one of our contestants. The link is in the description, and all you have to do is click and enter any amount you feel comfortable giving, and everything is appreciated. So let's move on to the quarterfinal matchup. We have the winner of our last match, Michal. You're on deck again.
I'm back in. Okay.
You're back in against Joe Hanson. So Joe is a PhD with a YouTube channel, a brain full of science, and a dad joke arsenal that comes from authentic experience. Joe is the creator and host of It's Okay to Be Smart, but tonight he's also here to prove that it's okay to be silly and make bad jokes. So Joe was actually one of the first ever guests on Tumble, and we knew him when he was a PhD student with a really rad Tumblr account. And look how far he's come. So let's see if his finely honed science communication skill set can help him in this matchup. Joe, you can start.
Before we get started, though, we should mention, Michal, you won another Future Maker straw structures for Adam Levine.
Oh, sweet. He's a mathematician. He'll be so happy.
Oh, that's terrific. And this time around, Joe, you are playing...
Oh, not the guy from Maroon 5.
No. He's
So confusing.
the other Adam Levine.
Different Adam Levine, yes. And this time around, Joe, you are playing for Zoe Wilkinson. So,
Got you, Zoe.
with that, 3, 2, 1, fight.
Michal, my new sweater kept picking up static electricity, so I took it back to the store. They gave me another one free of charge.
Pretty sweet. Are you sure it was picking up static electricity?
I'm positive.
Thank you. That wasn't my joke though. Do you know where you go to weigh your fish?
Oh, where do you go to weigh your fish?
I need my uke to tell me this answer. Actually, I just need to tune in my instrument before I can figure this out. It's a really great tuna, I promise. Sorry if these weighing jokes are taking a long time. I feel like I'm way out of my league with these aquatic jokes. I'm under a lot of pressure. Like this whole thing is really deep. I can't even fathom it. You know, it's kind of hard on the soul. Yeah. Oh, sorry. For the fish joke, I really should be using my bass. I just realized. I'm not stalling on purpose. Don't worry. I'm like not trying to like hog all the jokes and be shellfish. I just wanted to know if you know where you go to weigh your fish. Do you know where you go to weigh your fish?
I don't know where you go to weigh your fish.
Oh, you don't have to go anywhere. They come with their own scales.
Not dolphin safe humor, fortunately.
Sorry, your go.
You know, that bothers me, that joke. But you know what bothers me even more? People who can't distinguish between entomology and etymology. They bug me in ways I can't put into words.
Especially my aunt, she can't get it right.
Oh God.
Talk to her about it.
Yeah,
She made me
after
help
all
her out.
those,
I'm back into it because I was going to try to figure out how to.
yeah. So sorry about all those fish jokes. I think we should let the fish stay in their tanks, right?
That's what you want? Sure.
Yeah. That we should let them stay. Sorry, where did I say we should put them?
In their tanks.
In their what now?
In their tanks.
Their what?
In their tanks.
They're one more time that word?
In their tanks.
You're welcome. Oh, your go.
I said something in my eye. Crazy. I mean, we got to switch it up. Out of fish jokes here, I think everybody's getting a little tired of that. I want to switch to astronomy. I'm in a complaining mood. I don't like Orion's belt. Huge waste of space.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I'm sorry. Terrible joke. Only has 3 stars.
Nicely done. Hey, Joe, you know what you say if you're being chased by a wild Caesar salad, right?
Gosh. I couldn't imagine.
Et tu, crouton?
When does the joke start?
Can't imagine. This salad question must surely be addressed.
Oh. If this were the Roman Empire, you'd be thrown to the lions.
Yeah. I think this salad round is a toss-up, you guys.
Oh my gosh, we could keep going with this.
Boy, is my face radish.
All right. I think
Pressing each other down left and right.
Did I do that or did you? One of us was a robot.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. You tripped a switch in Joe.
Oh no.
all right. I'm afraid we might need to call this round over. Judges, do we have a winner?
All right, we need to hear from Peter.
Peter, once again, the potential tiebreaker.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go for Joe here, and I will figure out how to do the Zoom chat. before the end of this joke-a-thon.
All right. Well, so we have another tiebreaker. Oh dear.
Yeah, we've got 1 for Joe and 2 for Michal. So Peter, who's it gonna be?
Oh, I was going for Joe, but that doesn't break the...
Go with your heart. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Well, let's, in the case of a tie, let's do one more joke. Joe, will you
Okay.
start?
What is a 4-letter word with a tiny laugh in the middle?
I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no, that it is.
Oh, I was looking away from the screen. Yeah, that's true.
Yes, it is.
That's true. I'll give you a science joke, Joe. You know why you can't trust an atom?
Maybe I do.
They make up everything.
All right, judges, submit your
That was
updated votes.
difficult.
That was a nice prop work, Joe.
Yep.
Thank you.
I mean,
What joke was
2 masters of props.
That impromptu, especially my aunt joke, that was genius. I gotta
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
All right. Well, 2 worthy contestants, but for the tie break, it is Joe. Joe will be moving on, and Michal, I could never even hope to
An incredible
go
round.
up against you.
Someday it'll happen.
That's the threat.
Well played, Joe.
Well, Michal, you've won a consolation prize of a T-shirt for Yavni Bar Yam.
Sweet.
And Joe, we are going to be sending Zoe a Future Makers straw set. That's the prize for the first couple of rounds. Just FYI.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. It's a straw kit.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on to our next round. We've got Dan Sachs versus Lee Overtree, and I'm calling this round the Battle of the Brooklynites because they both live in Brooklyn. All right. Dan came prepared. He's got a guitar in one hand, in this case, a microphone, a joke in the other, and a melody that could melt even the toughest joke critic. Dan Sachs is the musical mastermind behind Noodle Loaf, the interactive musical podcast that gets kids singing, laughing, and occasionally snorting juice out of their noses. He's also the author of some of our family's favorite board books, including Families Belong, Families Can, and Families Grow. And he's been a recent collaborator on a live show where he played the captain of a ship that can both stay on the ocean and go to space. And also, we could not get his song Pretty Birdies out of our heads.
Sorry.
He will be going up against Lee Overtree, who will be familiar to any kid who's listened to the Story Pirates podcast. Lee is the co-founder and creative director of the Story Pirates, and he's seemingly on an endless quest to adapt children's stories into theatrical masterpieces. Whether the Story Pirates are sailing the seas, flying through the skies, drilling through the Earth's crust, wandering through New York City, or battling monsters, Lee's sense of adventure and knack for comedy never fail. We'll see if his ability to set up a well-timed wordplay translates to the dad joke now.
Hello, everybody. Dan, it's an honor to be competing against you this evening, and an honor to be here for the Tumble Joke-Ha-thon. Who starts?
Your start.
I start. Okay. Yeah. Dan, why can't you hear a psychologist using the bathroom?
I don't know, Lee. Why?
Because the P is silent.
In my experience, the whole session is too. I don't know what I'm paying them for. They just leave. Just sit there. It's ridiculous. It's so expensive. Oh man, I'm sorry. I gotta turn off these notifications. Have you heard about these new corduroy pillows?
No.
They've been making headlines everywhere. The corduroy.
You sleep on your face?
Yes.
I think that's dangerous.
I'm here, ain't I?
Okay.
Beats sleeping on someone else's face.
I guess. Don't knock it if you haven't tried it, though.
Facts.
All right. Here's my next one. What did Austin Powers say to the wasp's nest?
No.
Oh, beehive.
I do like that. I won't lie. I like that. It's up my alley. Keep those coming. Gosh.
I should have done a better accent. I'm sorry. I should have done more British.
I think I would have overdone it. I think you played it just right, just down the middle.
Appreciate that.
Oh, let's see. Lee, what do a drummer with a swollen tongue and a tailor have in common?
I don't know. What?
They both use thimbles. Thimbles. Yeah, okay.
It's a speech impediment joke.
Well, I said swollen tongue. It could be, it could be an allergy. It could be anything.
Same result.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure.
I liked it. That was good. All right. What's the difference between a doctor and a brain surgeon?
I actually have no idea.
Being a doctor is not exactly brain surgery. I like that one a lot. I stole that one from Michal and Webb. It's like an adaptation of their sketch. If you haven't seen it,
I got the reference.
it's the best.
I'm feeling a little nostalgic after that last one for the all the fish jokes that we heard in the last round. So I came up with a little fish joke of my own. Let's see if you like it. If tuna is chicken of the sea, what is a sheep?
I don't know what.
Anybody who believes in the moon landing.
I like that one. That was good. You should win for that one, honestly. It's good. I like targeting a very specific segment of the potential audience too. Okay, do I keep going?
Have you done your 3? I've lost count.
I've done 3, I believe. Yes, I've done 3.
All right. Then I think that is the end of the round. While the judges are figuring out who the winner is, I want to say, Lee, you were playing for Anna Paul.
Cool.
And Dan, you're playing for, oh gosh, I can't read my own writing, Amos Berger.
Anna, you're welcome / I'm sorry.
All right, it looks like the votes are in. We have, I think we can declare Lee Overtree the winner of this round.
Dan,
Bravo.
it was a pleasure. Thank
Bravo.
you.
Good game. Lee,
Oh, he
best
just
of luck.
got taken out so quickly from the main screen. That was rough.
Yeah.
There he is.
Banished.
We're heartless over here.
Thank you, Dan.
I should also add there's a wrinkle for all of the quarterfinal rounds that we forgot to mention. Future Makers, one of our sponsors, isn't just giving out kits to official sponsors. They're also giving out kits to classrooms. So for that last round, you also each were playing for a classroom. And Lee, Mr. Rivery from PS 110, is getting a full class set of Future Makers stuff.
Wow.
Thanks to your brilliant performance. So well done.
That's amazing.
You're making a difference for kids.
Finally.
All right. For our next round, we've got Khalees Smith versus Rebecca Cunningham. So Khalees is the co-host of the Fabulous 413, which I will say unequivocally is the best daily podcast in our neck of the woods in Western Massachusetts. There's no competition. Broadcast from New England Public Media, and you never know where you will hear Khalees and her co-host Monty broadcasting from: a dairy farm, an asparagus farm, or a studio. Those are the
Sometimes
options.
places that aren't even farms.
Sometimes non-farm places. She is an expert at balancing culture, politics, and dad-friendly cultural references. So Khalees has been trained by Monty, who is a very solid dad joker himself and couldn't make it. And who will she be going up against?
Oh, why, hello, Rebecca.
I thought it was London.
Khalees will be going up against Rebecca Cunningham, an award-winning podcast producer and the creator of Girl Tales. Girl Tales is a podcast featuring reimagined fairy tales, offering a feminist twist on classic fairy tales, fables, and myths. Rebecca has also helped build podcasts for National Geographic, Spotify Kids and Family, America's Test Kitchen, and she's also done the Barbie podcast.
Right, so much to do it.
Uh-oh. Muting somebody. Not to mention, helped us with several live events. She is a well-rounded delight, but we'll see if Rebecca has what it takes to take on Khalees in this round.
Who goes first?
That's a great question.
How about Rebecca?
Where did the general keep his armies?
In his sleeveys.
In his sleeveys.
They say you shouldn't date tennis players because love means nothing to them.
So solid.
How do you get Pikachu on a bus? You Pokemon.
They say that your TV and your phone are spying on you, but the real thing you should be afraid of is your vacuum cleaner. It's been gathering dirt on you for years.
What are Mario's favorite kind of jeans? Denim, denim, denim.
What do you call a magician who's lost his magic?
I don't know.
Ian.
That was 3 and 3.
That was 3 and 3.
That was such a
good.
close smash. That was good.
That was good.
That is the round. While the judges are figuring it out, no ties, judges, please.
Take that back.
Hard. It's so hard.
Should have only brought
We had
three
you on here to
judges.
judge.
I will say, Khalees, you are playing for Caro Unger, and your classroom that you are playing for is Ms. Mazzola of PS10. Rebecca, you are playing for Rebecca Thompson, my good old friend who I'm sure wants some straw sets.
It
And
looks
you-
like she's not getting any.
We'll see. And Ms. Green from PS10 is your classroom.
All right, we have the winner, and it is Khalees. Good job. The look of pain on your face.
I mean, I'm trying to win, but also I'm genuinely ashamed.
I think it was the fact you have like such a straight face.
I've had practice.
Excellent. Well, that is serving you well. Okay, so it is the time for our final contestant to be introduced. And thank you for your patience, Mick Sullivan. Mick is an OG kids podcaster who burst onto the scene with The Past and the Curious, a Vin Diesel reference that bodes well for his performance in this forum. Mick has been playing too historical, too consistently entertaining for years. We'll never forget his guest spot on Tumble playing jazz banjo for us on an episode that featured a scientist who played jazz banjo, and Mick's enthusiasm in responding to our request because apparently nobody ever asked him to play jazz banjo. Let's see if Mick has the endurance and fortitude of so many of the historical figures that he writes about when he goes up against Chad in his second round.
Mick, should I just ask you to play jazz banjo right now to start?
I mean, I have some banjo jokes. I could go ahead and skip to those if you want.
Okay.
All right. 3.
So, Lindsay, it's an honor to be here. Who goes first?
Oh,
Sorry, Mick,
okay.
you're back. We're back.
Oh, was I gone?
Maybe, but
okay. Here we are. Let's go.
All right, Mick, you can go first.
Okay, well, the first joke always makes me really nervous. Like I have nerves. So, but I have a solution that I've come up with, and I go to my second joke and I tell that one first, and then I'll come back and tell my first joke. Okay.
Great.
So, I don't, Chad, did you say you had a dog? I think you
do.
did. Yeah.
He's
We haven't
napping
heard it barking
underneath me.
yet, but I have a dog too. I mean, a lot of people have dogs. Even cowboys get the dogs. I don't know if you knew that. Did you hear about the cowboy who got a pet dachshund?
I did not.
Yeah, it was time for him to get along, little doggy.
Good one. All right. Well, my rounds are all themed, as we know. And so the theme for this round is going to be science and technology for obvious reasons. And I just want to start off by saying that AI did not write any of these jokes for me. They are all straight from Chad GPT.
Of course.
But the first joke, why weren't the archaeologist's parents proud of him?
Oh no, why?
Because his career was in ruins.
I feel like that's actually kind of a history joke too. So I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Of course.
I'm going to go ahead and do a banjo joke since it was brought up. Okay, so a lot of people don't like banjos. I barely do. But there's this great joke. This guy was out. He was a banjo player. He got off of a gig and he was driving by the comic book store and he saw that his favorite comic series had just released a new issue. So he went in, he looked at his banjo in the seat and he was like, should I? Yeah, it'll be fine. So he goes in, he gets caught up, and he's talking to a friend of his, and they're, really having a great time. And it dawns on him. He's like, oh no. So he pays for the comic, and he runs out, and as soon as he opens the door, he can see into the parking lot, and he sees that his car window is broken. And as he gets closer, he realizes it was true. The worst thing, somebody broke in and left 2 more banjos.
Pretty good. Okay. Why'd the single cell organism fail its math test?
I don't know why.
Because it multiplied in order to divide. Oh, wait. Because it multiplied by dividing. Sorry, I had to fact check my own joke there.
I haven't eaten dinner, so I'm gonna just have a quick snack. This is a new thing that I'm pioneering, and I kind of want to. I don't know. Maybe there's an investor out there. It's a loaf of noodles, and it's hand. And I was thinking about calling it Dan Sachs hand snacks, and they're really good with milk. I have some milk here.
Oh, no. Don't do it. Oh
no!
Oh.
I don't know if you knew, but milk is it's the fastest liquid on earth. It's past your eyes before you see it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, I have one more technology joke. What kind of computer is the best at singing?
I don't know.
Adele. Great job, Mick. Prop
That's
comedy.
where
I
Chad-
wasn't ready.
Yeah, I told you I was gonna be Carrot Top.
Oh God. I'm glad you're not Carrot Top
Only,
though.
only good.
Oh
All
my
right.
goodness.
Excellent job. Judges, please enter who you think is the winner.
While we're waiting to find out who the winner is, Mick, you were playing that round for Emily Ditto, and your school is Ms. Tamara from K280. I'm not sure what K280 is, but I think it's a school. And Chad, you are playing for Jody Murphy and for Crystal Barnes in PS 107.
Jody Murphy runs the excellent Dork Tales podcast. And so if you want another kids
She's
pod,
awesome. Yeah.
go listen to Dork Tales.
Yep, totally awesome. And they do great fiction. They do great history. It's like runs the
Love
gamut.
it.
They're great.
Love it.
Yes. And just a great example of kids podcasters supporting each other. And sometimes it's rewarding when you win a prize.
Oh, when do I get the $36,000?
Never.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that. All right. Well, Mick, you are the winner of this round. So congratulations. You will be moving
Thanks. That
on
was
to
fun,
the
Chad.
finals.
Same. Great job.
Yes. Great showing by Chad, too. All right. So we are moving on to Lee versus Joe, and we are getting closer and closer to our goal. This is the most telethon part of it, but we really, really appreciate everybody who continues to donate. We have 113 people have supported us so far, and every single one of those donations means a lot to us. So let's get going. Lee and Joe, it's your turn to face off.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, Lee. I don't know if I'm on.
Oh, there you
right.
There we go.
are. It's great to be
Hope you
back.
didn't use all your good jokes in the first round.
I definitely did.
Ooh.
Who should go first this time?
All right, let's start with you, Lee.
Okay. Joe, why couldn't the lifeguard rescue the hippie?
Gosh, I don't know, Lee. Why not?
Because he was too far out, man.
Just like that joke and my sense of humor is too far outside. I want to stick with like a classic joke format, kicking it old school here. A dung beetle walks into a bar. He says, "Hey, is that stool taken?"
That was great. I love poop.
Thank you.
I love poop in all its forms. Big fan. Okay. What's the difference between a good joke and a bad joke timing?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Oh, that was good.
Keep practicing and you'll get it.
Thank you.
The strangest thing happened the other day. I'm outside. My neighbor comes up to the fence and he throws sodium chloride at me. And I'm like, hey, that's a salt.
That's true.
I know. That's why I put it in the joke.
Okay. Joe, I don't want to freak you out, but there is someone on the Zoom right now who is possessed by an owl?
Ooh.
Thank you. I know that was hard. I know you had to decide whether to take the bait or not, and I appreciate it.
We're friends here. We're friends here.
Is that
But,
our three? Do we
no,
both
I
get
got
three?
one more for you.
Great.
This is the thing a lot of people don't know, Lee, and I'm letting you on a big entomology secret here. Did you know you can find the gender of an ant by putting it in water? If it sinks, it's a girl ant, but if it floats, it's boy ant.
Wow. I get it now. I thought it was going to be about witches for some reason.
That was a slow release joke. All right. That was a fantastic round. Judges, let us know.
This was a tough round.
Yeah, that's a very tough round. Two excellent jokesters going. I mean, we're getting into top tier joking.
For this round, Lee, you are playing for Sarah Markefka.
Yes.
And Joe, you are playing for Willa.
All right. And
I do you honor. Ooh.
Let's see. We're tallying up the votes from the judges right now. We have 2 for Lee, 3 for... All right. Lee sweeps this round.
Oh, Joe, it was an honor.
Sorry to see you go, Joe.
Not as sorry as I
watch
am.
you leave. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, we are on to our next semifinal round. Elise and Marshall.
I'm afraid.
It's Mick.
It's Mick.
It's Mick. What has Mick brought for us prop wise this round?
Oh, I'm all propped
find
out.
out.
That was it.
All right. Okay. Well, let's start with Khalees.
Oh, okay. Justice is a dish best served cold, because otherwise it's just water.
So, that's you make I'll tell an ice cream joke because you're making a nice joke. Okay. Nice joke. Anyway, the sailor's on leave and he goes to a coffee shop. He goes to an ice cream shop, right? And he's gonna order some ice cream, and there's a pirate there, and the pirate has a peg leg, a hook hand, and an eye patch. And he's curious because he's getting ready to go out to sea. So he's like, "Hey, what happened to your leg?" Said, "A gator bit it off while I was burying my treasure." Whoa, cool. What happened to your hand? He said, "Well, when I was throwing the gator into the sea, a shark bit it off." It's like, "Whoa." What happened to your eyeball? It's like, "Oh, seagull pooped in my eye." And he was like, "Seagull poop? You don't have an eye?" He said, "Well, it was the first day I had me hook."
How many stormtroopers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
None. They all work for the dark side.
Two electric windmills are out in a field spinning, talking about music. One of them says, "Hey, which favorite kind of music?" He says, "Oh, I'm a big metal fan."
What does a non-binary ninja do to their opponents?
I don't know.
They slash them.
So we all know Whitney Houston, right? She was a wonderful singer. A lot of people do not realize that she was extremely coordinated, like ninja level coordinated, really. Do you know what her most impressive form of coordination was?
Oh no.
Yeah, but I don't know if you knew this. Dolly Parton wrote that song. And there's a legend that she wrote that song on the same day that she wrote Jolene, two of the greatest songs in the world.
Those are facts.
Oh, it's a fact.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
a fact.
I wasn't sure. I didn't fact check the joke. But what's amazing, I mean, we'd all love to do something like that. What a productive day. People don't realize that, Jolene was about her brother. His name was Joseph, and he was not coordinated. So it's Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Well, Mick, I did hope that you would do a musical joke, and you really brought it.
Well done.
All right, judges, tell us who you think wins.
While we're waiting for that to come in, Khalees, this round you were playing for Amy Freed, and Mick, you were playing for Bridget Kalin.
I'm so sorry, Amy Freed.
And this round, the prize to the winners is actually, for both semifinal winners, is a Spintronics or a Turing Tumble from the company Upper Story that make really terrific educational games. So we'll get that to you as soon as we know the winner of this semifinal round.
All right.
This round.
We know the winner is Mick. All right. Great job.
Good round. Thank you.
Great job, Khalees. Thank you for joining us. All right. This brings us to the final, which is going to be Mick and Lee. But before we get to it, because this is a telethon, we have a moment to thank our sponsors before we get into the final. So we've been talking about Future Makers. Future Makers ignites hands-on creativity with STEM kits that turn kids into confident inventors, both, at home and in classrooms. It's a really fantastic company. Upper Story, as Marshall just mentioned, creates brilliant educational games like Turing Tumble and Spintronics. Our kid played with his Turing Tumble for hours and hours and hours. It's a really great and also a great name. Marshall, do you want to take the others?
Yeah, Science Friday brings science to life with stories, resources, and experiments that spark lifelong curiosity, and they will be providing a swag bag to the final winner.
Right.
Giant Microbes makes lovable plush toys of tiny creatures to make science huggable and fun. And Hero Stories, which publishes inclusive, heartfelt tales that help kids explore big emotions and see themselves in stories. And our final sponsor is author Ruth Spiro, who makes STEM concepts accessible from the very start.
All right. And we are so close to our goal. We are 95% of the way there. Can you help us get over the edge? We need just, fact is I'm bad at math, but slightly over $2,000
Slightly under $2,000.
Under $2,000. This is math. This is why Marshall does all of our books, guys. Not capable. So please click the donate button if you haven't already. And again, your donation is being matched by a generous matching donor who is really helping us reach our goal. And all proceeds go into making the next season of Tumble.
I want to know who the matching donor is. It's so mysterious. I'm just like, the hairs on the back of my neck start tingling every time I hear anonymous matching donor. So exciting.
I know. We like to add an element of mystery to our joke-a-thon by having
That's good.
anonymous donors. And there have been, I think, oh, Mick got a donation from another anonymous, secretive donor who could
Is it the matching donor?
behind you right now. Do not look.
They might have been possessed by an owl.
Yeah.
Mick, I have to say I'm very honored to be facing you in the finals because I think about the title of your podcast all the time. I think it's so good.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's really the best.
I appreciate it. I want to get Vin Diesel on someday.
God willing.
Yeah. If anybody out there knows him.
Just don't get him and The Rock on at the same time because they don't like each other.
I know. It could, but it might be awesome actually.
Yeah, who knows? Get him in a room, ask the tough questions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of podcasting, we're both podcasters. I have some podcasting jokes for you.
All right, let's get started.
Can I go first?
Sure.
Okay. How many podcasters does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
I'll tell you right after this message from BetterHelp.
So this guy walks into a doctor's office, and he has a grape at each nostril, and he has bananas sticking out of his ears. And his doctor looks at him and says, "Well, I can tell straight away that you're not eating properly."
Because you shouldn't eat that way.
I don't know how you would absorb nutrients from your ears.
Yeah, no, me neither. Okay. Another podcasting joke. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
To get therapy with BetterHelp. We'll be back with more Story Pirates right after this.
I think we know who the anonymous donor is now.
I would love that.
Did you hear about the emu that grew so big? She was forced to leave the herd. Poor thing was ostrich-sized.
It's not hard for me not to laugh because it just takes me a while to get these jokes for the most part. Not that because I'm dumb. Your jokes
it's
are amazing.
highbrow stuff. I know.
Yeah, they're all good. I do have to think for a second. It doesn't do me any favors at cocktail parties. I'll tell you that. Okay, this last one was kind of spoiled in the chat, but I'll tell it anyway for those at home. What's the difference between a large pizza and a podcaster?
Tell me.
A large pizza can feed a family.
Oh no.
It was in the chat because that's a banjo joke.
Is it though?
All right, so my ninth joke was also taken. It was my only history joke. It was the Armies and Sleeveys bit. So I'm going to tell you a joke from when I was a kid. This is my favorite joke from when I remember being a kid. My dad told it to me. There's this village of people. They lived in a valley. There's a mountain up on top. They were called the Trids. And up on top of the mountain, there was this giant who loved rock and roll music, and he'd play it really loud every night. And no one could sleep, so eventually, they decided to go up there and ask him. And they knocked on the door, and the giant was not interested in hearing it. He just kicked him, and they just rolled all the way down the hill, right? They do that 3 or 4 times. The giant kicks them, they roll down the hill. Giant kicks them, roll down the hill. Music's still loud. Nobody's sleeping. And one night, this rabbi comes to town, just, in for a little bit. And they're like, hey, a man of the cloth. What if we send him up there? Maybe the giant will listen to him. So the rabbi trudges up the mountain and knocks on the door. And the giant answers, and he says, excuse me, sir, my friends down the hill, the Trids, they can't sleep. Could you turn the music down? And the giant goes inside and turns the music down. And the rabbi says, oh, well, thank you. And before he leaves, he turns around and he asks, why didn't you kick me down the hill? The giant says, silly rabbi, kicks are for Trids.
I like that joke too. You have to be of a certain age to get that joke.
You do. That one did not land with my children last night. I felt like you were there.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
He really dusted that one off and found it was not quite as shiny.
What is the over/under you think on the last time that commercial aired on broadcast television?
Not in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Thank you for weighing in, Nate.
Thank you, Nate.
Tricks anymore.
Mid-aughts at the latest. Mid-aughts.
Yeah, at the latest, right?
Yeah, say 04.
Oh, man. All right. Well, judges, it is a big one. So you gotta get your votes in. And in the meantime, Marshall.
Yeah. Yes.
You have something to say.
Yes. Well, Mick, you were playing for Samantha Slater. And Lee, you were playing for Stephanie Golis.
Yeah,
And
Stephanie.
the winner of the final gets a pretty sweet haul. You get the whole Science Friday kit, the whole pack of giant microbes that I have right here under my desk, including my favorite, E. coli. You also get the Spintronics and a year-long subscription to Hero Stories. I should also mention the classrooms that you guys were playing for will get a full grade level of supplies from Future Makers for the entire grade. So
that's awesome.
It's a big deal. But the runner-up doesn't go away empty-handed. You're going to get 2 books by Ruth Spiro, How to Explain Robotics to a Grown-Up and How to Explain Climate Science to a Grown-Up, and a Turing Tumble, and 1 free hour of writing coaching from our very own judge, Ashley Peterson.
Woo! All right. Well, okay, cool. We're back.
Can you
And
believe that just happened? Oh my gosh. I hope
was
you
the
got
best
that on
joke all
camera.
night. Best joke all night.
Wow.
Wait, Lee, did you do that?
No.
I'm so confused. Anyhow,
Disk space was insufficient, so hopefully it actually worked. We'll see.
all right. Well, should we do a drum roll? Marshall, do you have some music cues in there that you can pull out for
Give me a second.
our big reveal? All right. Well, first off, I want to congratulate you both for decimating, or I won't say decimating. Everybody did really well, but you rose to the top of the first ever Joke-a-thon and will go down in history as the first ever Tumble Joke-a-thon winner, which is something that you can put on various bios and various platforms. So that's what you're taking home from this. And the winner is, keep the drum roll going, or the winner is Lee Overtree.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Lee. Do you have any last words or jokes to share?
I am very surprised that I won a joke contest on Zoom because I'm not remotely funny.
Well, now you have a track record that disagrees with that statement.
Wow. Thank you, everybody. That was very inspiring to see everybody's jokes. I feel like I'm sharing this award with at least 3 or 4 of you.
Yes. Many worthy contestants here. And I think importantly, it wasn't just showing up and doing jokes. You also helped support us in our fundraising efforts. So we are 95% of the way there, and our Joke-a-thon is going to remain open to donations for the rest of the nights. And if you're watching this broadcast later and you think Tumble Education is a great cause, will have ongoing donation, like a place you can donate, and we will link to that in the recording because we can always use your support. Again, our mission is to improve science literacy for the next generations and teach kids that science is one of the most important tools that we have to shape our future, and that it is worth making decisions using science and investing in science. And we're doing that with fun, humor, and featuring real scientists. So, Marshall, how do you want to close this out?
Oh, that's a great question. I think I just want to say thank you to all of the contestants. Y'all's support means the world to both me and Lindsay. It's really a privilege to know all of you, everyone who was on this call. We've met in the past 10 years on this podcasting journey, and the connections with y'all is probably one of the things I value the most about this whole experience. So thank you so much.
Yes, and thank you to everybody who is watching this. We really appreciate your support, and we hope that you will be sharing some of these jokes in the future. So thank you so much for joining us on Tumble's very first Joke-a-thon, and you can catch our next season of Tumble wherever you get your podcasts and, maybe supported by BetterHelp.
Congrats, Tumble! Yay, Tumble!
Yay!
Yay!